Welcome. My name is Emily. I serve here at CCPR as a surgery scheduler, and we're joined with Tori Smart today. She does insurance for our center, and we're going to ask Tori some frequently asked questions that our families come across and ask the rest of our team. So Tori is going to give us some insight. So welcome, Tori. Thanks for joining me. What do you think the first step families should take when thinking about traveling out of state and getting their insurance ready to come here?
That's a great question, Emily. I think the first step for families is really to identify if you're in network or out of network. And you can do this by reaching out to your insurance provider and giving them the name of the hospital and possibly the provider if you already know that. And then they can let you know if you're in network or out of network. One good hint is if you do have like an employer-based insurance plan, a lot of those have a national component that will allow you to pretty much see any provider within the country.
Great.
That's very helpful.
Great. So if I find out my insurance provider is in network, what types of tests and possible surgeries are approved and I don't need to get pre-approved for?
Yeah. A lot of procedures and tests that we do don't need prior authorization. Majority of the things that do need prior authorization are maybe some higher dollar radiology tests like MRIs or say like inpatient surgeries.
Okay. So say I find out my insurance is out of network. What do I do next?
Well, if you find out you're out of network, pretty much everything that you're going to have, whether it's a test or a procedure within our facility or by our providers, is going to need insurance approval. So there are a few extra steps that those families will have to take, but over time, we've really got some best practices that we've discovered and we use, and we have great success rates in getting out of network approvals for families.
Okay, great. So I'll contact you to work those out?
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, so what do I do if my insurance changes, either in, as a new patient or someone that's been existing here?
Oh, this happens all the time. We have crazy lives. We have lots going on. But as soon as you get that new insurance, definitely take a moment to call us right away so that we can verify you're in network and not delay your child's care, and if needed, give any support where we can.
Okay. So for everyone that's joined us, that was kind of going over, how to figure out what kind of insurance you have, if it's in network or out of network. And then we're going to kind of go into the additional steps that we're going to do if you're out of network. So what is the first step that a family needs to take if they find out they're out of network?
I think if you find out if you're out of network, don't panic. Because again, we have a great success rate in getting out of network approval. So stay calm and know that you have a great support system on your side to get your approval to come. But I do think that the first step is to start to talk to your local providers, because you're going to need that local support to show that you've exhausted all your local resources and we can start building a case.
Okay. So why is it important to build a case for your insurance?
Well, again, it's important to build a case to show that you have a team supporting your visit here of medical providers that are very familiar with your child's medical history, and also show that, again, you've exhausted all your resources and they support your visit here to our center.
So what do I do if I don't have local support at home other than maybe just my primary care provider?
If you don't have local support at home, I would definitely reach out to our CCPR insurance team, because we can really walk you through what some of your next steps might be. And you may have some things available that you didn't think of that are good local support systems.
Okay. Great. So can you tell me a little bit more about the letters of medical necessity? What is my role in getting those done, and what do I need to do to make sure that they say what I need them to say?
Yeah, the letters of medical necessity are really important to building a case. Basically, what they do is they give your local providers an opportunity to write a letter on your child's behalf, talking maybe about their medical history, maybe some of the goals that they have for your child, and the reasons why they believe and support you should support your visit to our center.
Okay.
So those are, and also it needs to say, who are you going to visit and what is that you're coming to visit us here at CCPR.
Okay. And then do the letters need to be sent to you directly? Do I collect them? I mean, as a parent, would I collect them and send them to insurance? How does that work out?
Well, it's really important that you as a parent collect those letters because it gives you an opportunity to read them as they come in. Because you're going to know at that point, do you have a weak letter? Do you maybe want to circle back with that provider? Did it maybe refer you to the wrong place? I actually have seen that.
Okay.
So we want to make sure you're getting referred to CCPR at Nationwide Children's Hospital, and definitely a little brief history about your child. And then if those letters aren't correct, you can circle back, talk to your provider, and then when you send them all to us in one fax or one email, we know we've got everything for your case and we're ready to submit for your approval, which is the exciting piece.
It probably would be easier to keep track if they're all together.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, Emily, I do want to share too. I know we haven't talked about that, but some families, get very anxious and very nervous about maybe talking about to their local providers about coming to visit us. They're afraid they're going to offend somebody.
Sure, yeah.
And here at CCPR, relationships are really important to us. So we're really looking to partner, collaborate, and support your local teams too, because we know we're not in your backyard. We know this is some distance medical care, so we are looking to have healthy relationships with your local providers. So that's definitely something you can share with them that may make the conversation go a little bit easier.
Okay, great. So once I receive my letters back from my providers, I'm sending them off to you, and then what's the next step after that?
After you send them to me and we receive them, we'll prepare your case. We have a few things that we add on our end to it. And then we submit it to the insurance provider. And then we probably have about a 15-day average window before we get a response back.
Okay, so once you've submitted it as a parent, is there anything that I can do? How do I check the progress? What do I do? Do I just wait to hear from you, or can I talk to my insurance company too?
That's a fantastic question. You can actually reach out to your insurance provider and do a status check, see where they are. Maybe you give them a couple days to receive it and review it. And on day 5, you're getting kind of antsy because it is going to make you feel better as a parent to check on that. It gives you a little bit of feeling a part of it and a part of the process, which I think is really important.
So when I call my insurance company, do I need a reference number? Do I need an authorization number, or can I just call and they'll already have all that information ready for me?
You can call and they should have the information.
Okay.
But we can always provide you with a case number if we're given one. Sometimes it all depends on the insurance provider. Okay. Sometimes we're given case numbers ahead of time, and sometimes we just use a member ID number.
Okay. So once it's submitted, I just wait to hear from you, and then we get passed off to scheduling. Is that correct?
Well, that is if we get an approval.
Okay.
So if we get an approval, we'll of course let you know, or you may be letting us know, to be honest, before, because you're local. So if it comes via mail, you're obviously going to get it before we get it via mail. Okay. So there are times that you may know before us.
Okay.
And then we will have scheduling reach out to you and get you scheduled. Okay. Now, on the other hand, if we happen to receive a denial, we do have next steps that we can take. Every person with their insurance provider has appeal rights. So we're going to find out what those next steps are for your appeal rights. And we're going to then, move forward, continuing on with the process. So sometimes it's a peer-to-peer where we just have a couple providers talk and have a conversation about your child's medical history. And sometimes we have to submit it via writing. But we'll definitely let you know what those next steps are.
Okay, great. So when I have all my information that I'm going to be sending to you, is the best way to correspond via email or phone? What's the best way to communicate back and forth with you?
Really, whatever you feel comfortable doing. I spend, and a lot of us that are doing insurance spend a lot of time on the phone. So sometimes we're either setting up cases, talking to providers, things like that. And sometimes we can easily shoot you an email while we're on the phone.
Right.
Not that we're not paying attention to who we're talking to, but while we're on the phone, we may be on hold or things like that. We can respond to you a little bit quicker via email sometimes.
So the best way to kind of correspond back and forth to get that quick, if it's a quick question or something, is the ccprins@nationwidechildrens.org. Is that correct?
Yes. That's a great contact email.
All right. Well, great. I know there's probably 100 other questions that families come across when they talk to their insurance company. So the best thing to do is just to reach out to Tori and our other insurance friends to kind of get those answers that they have.
Yep.
So we just want to thank everybody for joining us today. Thank you, Tori, for joining us and answering these questions that a lot of families come across. If you want any additional information about CCPR, please join us on our website at nationwidechildrens.org/CCPR. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.